Guys, welcome back to Risque Business News. I'm your host, May.
And I'm Laura, and we are talking about the hip-hop community today. Two white girls. I can't wait.
Experts.
We are experts. Unless you have been living under a rock, you've probably heard about Drake versus Kendrick Lamar going fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Like, it's been a lot. So I was very into the scandal over the entire weekend, all their diss tracks, was listening to them all. And I thought I would take an attempt at trying to explain this.
This is going to be fun. Also, I obviously know what's going on a little bit because I'm on TikTok all fucking day long, but I don't know the specifics around the diss tracks. And also, I've seen how insanely fast they're coming out. I'm like, damn, these people are really, there's like a writing team that's like, oh.
Yeah, we got to check on these writers.
Yeah.
There are definitely some contracts being violated in this purpose. So
for sure.
We'll discuss.
Where's the money?
I don't understand how you make money.
Hold on.
From that, though.
2 stand-up comics in New York City.
Just learned a lot of this stuff.
I'm going to ask all the stupid questions that you might be thinking at home, but are afraid to ask people.
Making it to where you feel like you're too stupid to be able to ever engage in it, they win.
Why the fuck are they doing this?
It's to make money. It's risque business news.
I will say this is a bold one for me to go after. I just did Diddy.
Right.
And now I'm doing this. I'm like, am I a hip hop influencer?
I guess so. You should do R. Kelly next.
Oh, no. I keep being like, no more pedophiles. And they're like, here's another pedophile for you to
everyone's
handle.
a pedophile. Everyone's a pedophile.
Allegedly.
But I feel like people are like almost trying to normalize pedophilia these days. Because people, you know what I mean? Because like everyone's a fucking pedophile and it's coming out. And then also they're calling it like minor attracted, or they were for a little while before.
Were they really?
They were.
Where were they doing that?
TikTok, obviously. Like people that are chronically online were calling it minor attracted peoples. And it's
I'll say it. That sounds worse than pedophile. That's worse.
But also, I mean, I guess like you can't help who you're attracted to. So people that aren't acting on it, you know,
we
good for
appreciate
you.
them. Pedophile does sound like it could be attracted to feet.
Yeah.
You know?
That would make more sense.
That would
pedophile.
Pedo, right?
Yeah.
And now minor attracted, that's pretty clear.
That's pretty clear.
Either that or
you're
like,
attracted to minors.
or like coal miners.
Right.
Misconception there.
I don't know.
So anyway, not to spoiler alert, but there are a lot of pedophilia claims in here. There is, I don't know if we need that many trigger warnings. Generic trigger warnings. The N-word. I'm going to say the N-word. Can you imagine?
I was whoa.
They do say it like a lot. It's like a point of contention within the songs.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it is.
I'm like, but they're both
Oh my God. This is already fun. We're already having fun. Okay, so let's go to the beginning, because I feel like one of the things that, like, I was very excited when these songs were coming out, these diss tracks.
You love a celebrity beef.
Oh, I love a celebrity beef.
Yes.
And I was very into this one. However, and I tried to text like May and our friend Kelly, and they were like, I don't care.
Yeah, I know. I think I might care like as this episode unfolds itself, but like
it's a lot. I think it's like when you guys talk about the Real Housewives, and I'm like, I appreciate the spirit behind this,
right?
But there's too much context I'm personally missing for this to mean fucking anything.
Exactly.
To me.
Can I tell you something? I don't know I'm just gonna go like maybe this will change by the end of this conversation, but right now I'm team Kendrick only because I've never liked Drake.
Really?
I have never liked him ever. I don't like his music. I don't like the way he looks. It's like exactly that TikTok trend. It's like, I hate the way that you talk. I hate the way. I'm like, yes, that's how I feel about him.
That's literally one of his songs. So that song will resonate with you. Kendrick literally released a song. I mean, which one was that? I think it was
I didn't even know that was See, that's how out of the loop
Euphoria.
I am. I didn't even know that.
That's the reason they all are saying that is because
so
basically that entire song was him just being like, I don't like you.
I agree.
That's it. And Drake was like, that really hurt my feelings, dude.
Yeah, he's always getting cucked too. He is the king of getting cucked.
Yeah,
he's always like has a huge like crush on some celebrity, and they never like him back.
And he's also always trying to like fuck people's girlfriends.
Really?
Yeah. Apparently he slept with Lil Wayne's girlfriend while he was in jail, which is like, that's not cool.
No, it's not cool. Also, I would be really scared of Lil Wayne.
Why would you do that? That sounds, first of all, scary. Second of all, really uncool of you.
Yeah.
Like, what do you think? It's not going to get back around?
Right.
How worth it was it? And I think in retrospect, you liking Kendrick Lamar more is not an unpopular opinion right now. Kendrick Kendrick's fucking terrifying. By the end of
Yeah.
this, I was like, we all went from like, yay, this is fun, to being like, though, this is actually really
Oh, shit.
fucking serious. And
Okay.
and then today something happened that took it up another
I
notch.
saw.
Yeah. I'll go ahead and spoil it. There was a shooting
Yeah.
at Drake's house. A security guard got shot, which
Did they find the person? Like, I guess.
this is literally a couple hours ago. So
Oh my God.
when we were recording this, there's not a ton of information out about that yet. But I can't imagine they're just going to sweep that under the rug.
No.
I don't think anyone's just going to move on.
I
So
wouldn't
anyway,
think
okay,
so.
let's go back in time though, because, I'm a fan of these songs. I usually hear them at bars. I like to play them when I'm working out and stuff like that. I do not know the characters behind them that much. I know Drake a little bit. I know Kendrick is like a good rapper, but I really didn't know a ton beyond that. So a little bit of background on Kendrick. He is from Compton. And apparently he was like seriously in gang environment. I don't want to say he was in a gang, but he was always trying to avoid the gang lifestyle.
As you do.
As you do. Good little boy. And he attended Centennial High School, where I guess because he had failed PE in 9th grade, he ended up having to do summer school for 10th grade. So, which is the lamest fucking reason.
Well, also, like, what a hilarious little tidbit. It's like, okay, did he graduate?
No. The reason that becomes important is because while he was there, the summer school is obviously kids who are having issues usually.
Yeah.
And that pushed him to be embroiled in a gang war.
Oh, no.
So that was his kind of like first push into that lifestyle, that environment. And he became really involved with their gang culture. He saw people get murdered as a kid.
Jesus.
He had a bunch of health scares himself. So I'm guessing he was involved in some violence. He was encountered a lot of encounters with the police. He really tried to get away from it a number of times. And when he was 16, he was baptized and converted to Christianity after one of his friends was killed as part of it.
Whoa.
So, right. So I'm like, that's why, the PE becomes really fucking important, May, huh?
That is one thing that's crazy. I was actually talking to Mark about this, where this is such an aside, but
Sure.
I knew a kid growing up who lit a car on fire. And it was like obviously very bad. He lit a car on fire in the middle
Pretty
of like
cool, though.
a street. We went to juvie, so
But it's like, if you were there, you'd be like, that's fucking sick.
I guess. So anyway, the kid lights a fucking car on fire. That is like, pretty nefarious thing to do for a 14-year-old boy.
Yeah.
And then he goes to juvie, and then like obviously like he missed. I think he was away for like a year and a half or something like that for lighting the car on fire. And then he meets people in juvie, and it's like this spiraling circle. And I don't know
exactly.
what he's up to now, but like it wasn't going well for him for a while. And I'm like, that is like so shitty, because it's like he has to learn the consequence, but then like, can you break that cycle once you like meet friends in juvie? And
Totally.
it's kind of like,
especially at that age, that's your social influence, and it's a very informative time of your life where you're learning morals and things like that.
Yeah.
You're learning what's right from wrong. So being involved, and I think like his family knew that, and they were trying their best so to keep him out of it, but he lived in fucking Compton. You know?
Street cred, though. You got
Street cred. Well, he definitely has it now.
Yeah.
Jesus. So anyway, he this is kind of cute. He entered a lasting romantic relationship with his classmate, beautician Whitney Alford, who he is still with.
I love that.
Isn't that adorable?
Yes.
Family boy.
Oh my God, they're a family. I love when people are like that.
I know.
That's the
He
best.
did cheat on her.
All right, well,
but they worked it out. And listen,
good.
I mean, he's had quite the experience. So we don't love it, but I'll personally give him a pass. How about that?
I'll give him a pass. If she gave him a pass, so can I.
Exactly.
How about that?
It's not my business. All right. He graduated. He was a straight A student. He's so smart. Kendrick is really, really smart.
I believe it with these lyrics. I mean, I don't know if they have like ghostwriters. I'm sure they do to a certain degree, but like
even
that's
with ghostwriters,
it's really good.
goddamn, like they are layered. Apparently, Obama was asked who would win between Kendrick and Drake, and he was like, "Obviously, Kendrick." What?
Wait, really?
Yes.
That's so funny.
I was joking. I was like, we really need Obama to make an appearance and settle this because things are going too far.
That's ridiculous.
And they did, because Obama did nothing. What are you talking
Typical
about?
Democrat.
Fucking Obama. Anyway, he won the Pulitzer Prize for
What?
music.
Oh,
Yes.
wow. I didn't even know there was such a thing.
There is the Pulitzer Prize for music. It is typically given to musicians in the classical or jazz genres. I think don't fucking know much about. I don't know about the Pulitzer Prize, but either way, it's obviously a very big deal.
Yeah.
And he is the only musician outside of those genres to ever have
that's
one,
amazing.
which is really cool. So he's well respected.
Mm-hmm.
One thing that is interesting is his first #1 hit was on the remix of Bad Blood by Taylor Swift.
Oh, really? That's so funny.
It
yeah.
is-
Well, she's a fucking hit maker.
And also, fucking great remix. Bad Blood is a fabulous song.
How does it?
Now we got bad blood.
But how does the remix go?
What am I?
I don't know.
And now I'm not gonna try. I just hit his verse. No. Okay. So that's Kendrick. Anyway, he's coming up. This is all around 2011. He starts kind of really encountering Drake. We'll go into that in a second. Let's go to Drake's background. Drake is a Canadian.
Yes.
Yes.
He was famously in Degrassi.
He was in Degrassi.
He played like a kid in a wheelchair as well.
Played a cripple. Are we allowed to say that?
I think so. I don't
Okay.
know. We're
Either
allowed
way,
to say
he
it on
did
this
it.
podcast, okay?
On this podcast, we're allowed. He played main character. He was a big character on Degrassi Next Generation, which is a Canadian teen-oriented show. He was an actor, obviously, and he was like really young when this was happening. So he didn't originally get into music, but he came in from the acting world, which is that common?
Yeah. I mean, Ariana
Acting to
Grande.
music? Oh, yeah.
That's the only person I can think of.
But that is an example right off the bat.
What about like the those 3 twins? What are their fucking names? Or they're brothers, maybe not twins.
Oh, the Jonas Brothers?
The Jonas Brothers.
Are they from acting?
I don't know.
Well, I will say this. I don't think it's common for hip-hop.
No, I wouldn't think that.
And I
because
will
hip hop,
argue-
we want someone like Kendrick,
We want...
or at least we used to. We wanted someone like, from Compton.
I hear you.
You get
It's
it.
more on at least the former brand, and maybe that's its problem. I don't know. I'm not here to comment, guys. I'm just showing. We're talking about what's what. Anyway, fun facts about Drake. He is black. His father is an African American drummer.
Is that news?
No, he gets called not black almost the entire time.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh,
because
that's
his
so
mother
funny.
is an Ashkenazi Jew. And I want to just take a second to really compliment, despite all of the battles back and forth, not one time does he get called anything slur related to being a Jew.
That is amazing.
Kendrick, good job. Because
Kanye's like, hold my beer.
Kanye's like, let me at him. Kanye did randomly get involved. I don't think anyone ever addressed him, but
Yeah,
he did
that's
release
great.
a track. I didn't include it in here, but Kanye and it's kind of I gotta say it, he's pretty good at music.
He's amazing at music.
It's such a shame.
I know. And speaking of like lyricists, he has some of the best lyrics ever.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
he's fabulous. He's great, and you can also shake your ass to it. So it's a real shame that he's a clone or something now or whatever's going on there. So anyway, his mother is a Canadian Ashkenazi Jew who worked as an English teacher and florist. Very cute. They divorced when he was 5, and after the divorce, he and his mother remained in Toronto. His dad went to Memphis, where he was in jail because of drug-related charges for a couple of years. So there was like drama within his life for sure. They were very poor. And that apparently was going on through his early adulthood. Prior to his arrest, he would go to Toronto and bring Drake to Memphis every summer. So he had influence from the black side of his culture, but he like went through a bar mitzvah and stuff like that. So I think that's why it's like very easy for some of the other rappers to say like, you're not black, etc. Okay, so blah blah blah. He was raised in 2 neighborhoods. One of them apparently was this like very upper class neighborhood, but whenever people were like, "Oh, you were rich," he's like, "No, dude, we have the poorest, tiniest little." Just because we were in that neighborhood doesn't mean that we were doing well in
and
any
also
way.
like this shouldn't have anything to do with your musical ability or anything like that. It's just like I don't know.
I mean,
Whatever.
I think it's again this specific culture that they really focus up.
Sure.
And then famously, he got cast as a child star in Degrassi: The Next Generation. Apparently, at that time, his mom was really sick. They were very poor, and the only money that was supporting the family was coming in from his work.
Yikes.
And that's hard.
That is hard.
That's not going to leave you
Yeah. That's
too
some
much pressure
trauma.
for a child.
Yeah. We've seen this play out
We've
a lot. We've also seen it play out quite frequently lately as well.
Yes, we have. Yes, we sure have. The what was that book called? What was that book with the lady? Glad My Mom Died.
I'm Glad My Mom Died.
That
Jeanette McCurdy. Oh my god.
fabulous book, but that's
such a good book. But yeah, not great. Not an idea. If you're thinking about putting your children into acting, here's what I would advise against it.
I would agree. But Drake also wanted to do music, so he was an ambitious kid. He regularly arrived late on set because he was spending the nights recording music in the studio. So the showrunners were able to get an agreement with the security guards for the set where he could go straight from the studio recording to sleep in the dressing room before the show started the next day. So point being, he seemed to be working he's very ambitious, was working really, really hard, and had a poor family that he was, it sounds like, supporting. I'm no Drake expert. I spent a little while on his Wikipedia and stuff like that in a couple articles. So if I'm wrong on this, let me know. But that's what it sounded like from all that. Okay, fast forward. They are now on the come up, doing well, both of them. This is about 2011, where they are actually friendly at this point. They met when Kendrick was performing in Toronto. Obviously, Drake lives in Toronto, or lived in, I think he still lives in Toronto. He does, actually. And he was doing a show 2011, June 16th, Kendrick was. Drake reached out to him and said that he had got the word that he was in town and he was there for the night working on the album, and asked if they wanted to meet up. They met up, chilled, got to vibe, see where each other was at and shit.
Okay.
And then
this sounds so natural coming from you.
I know.
Just like sliding off the tongue.
Sometimes you like a person's music, but you definitely don't like the actual artist when you sit down and talk to them. That's a real good dude. He's got a real genuine soul. We clicked immediately. We had spoken probably one time before that. So that's an official interview with XXL magazine, whatever.
Sure.
That Kendrick does about Drake.
Okay.
Pretty
Things are
friendly.
going well.
Things seem to be going well. They actually do a collaboration where he is on some song that Drake does out the gate. Sure. And then both Lamar and Drake made an appearance on A$AP Rocky's Fucking Problems. You know that song? Fucking Problems?
Yeah.
I love
bad
bitches.
bitches, not my fucking problem.
Love to fuck. It's my fucking problem.
Sure.
Love that song. Love that song.
Yeah.
Drake was on Lamar's hit single Poetic Justice in 2012. So they were collaborating up through 2012. And then in 2013, Control comes out. Kendrick drops this song named Control, and in it he is calling a bunch of rappers, it's called for competition, including Drake, saying he wanted to murder them. Now, in their world, I guess, that's more of a, I want to murder you with my words, because I'm a modern day poet, which is a lot less gangster when you think of it that way.
True.
But obviously that was kind of the first dig at him, and you know, I think Drake even responded back and says, "I'm bulletproof. Your shoots never penetrate."
Sure.
Shakespeare shit.
Okay.
So nothing really happens in the short term. There's like some light jabs back and forth. It doesn't come out. I guess they drift apart. There's like light things, but I don't think anyone was like, "Oh, Kendrick and Drake famously fucking hate each other."
Yeah, right. Not that I knew of anyway.
That changed. So in late 2023, First Person Shooter comes out, where Drake and jcole. Do you know jcole?
I know the name, but I don't.
Yeah, I didn't really know a ton of. I know a bunch of his songs, but I wasn't. Again, I just listen to him, and then I move on. Right. He does like no role models. You know, no role models to speak of. Fuck.
No, I don't know him.
I'm trying to think of how to sing it without.
I'm thinking about.
And then I'm also scanning for N-words, and I'm like, they're in there. No, don't sing that lyric.
I'm thinking about people that tuned in because they're like huge hip hop fans, being like, Jesus.
I will put in the description. Just yeah.
Okay.
We are doing our best. We are two egregiously white women.
I'm from Cape Cod.
I'm from Rhode Island.
Yeah.
Okay. I love it. This is our trying to translate it to other people who might not be.
Well, avoiding saying the N-word.
Huge. I would say like,
I cannot.
Okay, so he released No Role Models, and then drops. Oh, so jcole was No Role Models, and then they together, Drake and jcole, released First Person Shooter, and on that track, Cole said, "Love when they argue the hardest MC. Is it K-Dot? Is it Aubrey or me? We the big three, like we started a league." So he is saying that himself, Kendrick, and Aubrey is Drake's real name.
Okay.
He's Aubrey Graham, which comes in later on. You can like meet the Grahams and stuff like that is about his actual name. Drake is his stage name. So he's saying that they're the big three. And then later on, he also says that he feels like Muhammad Ali, saying that he sees himself as the greatest out of the big three.
All right. I don't even know what fucking songs you sing. How about that?
How about that, jcole? I would definitely cool it on that, because I would argue you're probably, you seem great, but maybe you're third out of those three. I have no dog in this fight. However, shots have been now officially fired. And it was very funny. I went to go listen to the song and I hadn't really heard that one.
Yeah.
And people in the comments were like, hey, why are we all here? Anyone else know why you're here?
Oh, that's so funny.
One person said, Sour Toast 00 says, listening to this in May is like watching Archduke Franz Ferdinand get shot.
That's perfect.
For the history buffs, that's what started World War I? Yes.
World War
War
yes.
I was initiated.
World War II was for a different reason.
Yeah. Well,
But yeah.
no archdukes there. And this is J. Cole. So that brings us to the start of the real beef. March 2024, Metro, which we know Metro boomin', want some more. Other things.
Do I know him?
Yeah, so he's a producer, and he has produced many, many of the songs that you would definitely be familiar with. I'm not exactly sure his influence in the industry, but it definitely sounds like he is a big fucking deal.
Yep.
And has probably, you know how secretly producers can have way more power than the public is necessarily aware of?
Of course, yeah.
Right. So he released a song called Like That in March 2024, where Lamar disses Cole and Drake on the song, rejecting the existence of the big three. He says, fuck the big three, N-word, it's just big me. Cool. At a gig a few days later, Drake basically said he's feeling good about all this and he had his head held high and that no one can fuck with him. Mm-hmm. So Drake is like, I don't want to fight Kendrick Lamar. I'm not interested in this. Cole then responds to Lamar on the diss track 7 Minute Drill, where he basically is shitting on Kendrick's music, saying his first album was a classic, his most recent album was tragic, and just basically that Kendrick's stuff puts people to sleep, which is not I think Kendrick's very, very, very talented, but I know what he's saying with the puts people to sleep because it's very serious music. Okay. It's not always stuff that there's definitely club hits, but it's not stuff that you're typically going to hear in the bar or...
Is Kendrick the one who sings like my dad just went viral? Dun, dun, dun. Dun, 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 dun. You know that song? I love that fucking song.
Be Humble. Yes.
Be
I
Humble.
love that song.
That's a bop. Is that first album or second album?
I don't know.
I mean, that's a really good. That's
very,
a good
very
song.
good. And he does. I think he does. Shit. Let's look at his diss track. Let's go. We have time.
Let's go ahead. Look.
He does Money Trees. That is a great song. Money Trees is. That's how it feels.
I don't know. Wish I knew these.
I wish I could play these, but I think it would fuck up the copyright stuff.
Right.
Mad City. If Perils and Crew all come along, that probably got me down at the end of the song. Seems like the whole city, Matt, going against me. Every time I hit the street, I get yuck.
Oh, yeah. I know
that
guy.
song.
Okay.
Is a lot better when you hear it from him.
Yep. Yep, that was a rendition.
It was a rendition. It was probably going to be used against me
in
somewhere.
court.
Not in court, but probably if I ever do a roast battle, I just lost.
I am so cynical when it comes to celebrities.
That's probably fair.
Do you think that there is a world? Do you think that these are all real disses, or do you think that they've gotten their publicists together and they're like, oh, people are gonna fucking.
What a great question. Okay. And I actually agree with you. And I think at this stage, you're right. Yeah. I actually kind of do think at this point, and there's allusions to that later on, where it's seen as almost artistry in a way, like a fencing match kind of deal.
Exactly.
They're saying like, I'm the biggest rapper, and the other person's saying, I'm the biggest rapper. No one's saying anything really.
Right.
That's not a bad thing. You're both acknowledging you're both great.
right. And it's just like getting more eyeballs on you. People, now you're in the news.
And it's great. I mean, but on the other hand, like it's cool writing and they're doing a good job and they're hits and blah, blah, blah. And I think that's what this is just a theory on my side. I have no proof. But I feel like out the gate, that's what this kind of started at. And then things just spiraled out of control. So Cole responds to Lamar on the diss track 7 Minute Drill. That's where he was saying the stuff about his music not being great. 2 days later, I think he got freaked out and apologized and removed the song from everywhere. He actually was at So he was actually doing a show. Let's see if I can find it. Here, let me play this.
That to say, in my spirit of trying to like get this music out, I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I moved in a way that I feel spiritually feel bad on me. Like I try to like jab my nigga back and I try to keep it friendly. But at the end of the day, when I listen to it and when it comes out and I see the talk, that shit don't sit right with my spirit. That shit make me feel, that shit disrupts my fucking peace. So what I want to say right here tonight is in the midst of me doing that and in that shit, trying to find a little angle and downplay this nigga's fucking catalog and his greatness, I want to say right now tonight, how many people think Kendrick Lamar is one of the greatest motherfuckers to ever touch a fucking microphone?
How nice of him.
And it's
Dreamville,
big
y'all
arena.
love Kendrick Lamar, correct? As do I. So I just
So he's
wanna
trying to
come
take
up
the
here
high
and be
road,
like,
basically.
Publicly be like, bruh, that was the lamest, like, goofiest shit. And I say all that to say it made me feel like 10 years ago when I was moving incorrectly.
Okay.
And
And he keeps going. So, but you get it. J. Cole was, and he couldn't have done it in a more public. He was performing in Raleigh, North Carolina at the Dreamville Festival. Big crowd. It was filmed everywhere. He apologizes, and Kendrick accepts his apology and is like,
Yep.
thank you so much. They move on. He takes the song down. We're left with Drake. I think it's about a month or so that goes on between there. That's obviously relatively big news, but it doesn't really break into non-hip-hop world. Push-Ups is released on April 19th, and that's where things start to get really fucking
Push-Ups
crazy.
by whom?
Drake.
By Drake, okay.
And in it, he is going after a whole bunch of different people. It's 20v1 was the thing that keeps coming up, where he is yelling at Metro, others. Most importantly, Kendrick is the one that's going to kind of carry on, but really hitting on a bunch of different people. The Metro one is really funny because his entire line there is he like has a little verses for each rapper, and he goes, Metro, shut your hoe ass up and make some drums, N-word. He then hires a marching band to play outside of Magic City in Atlanta, which is the spot where Metro Boomin was who had promoted We Still Don't Trust You. And he had them play some drums in Metro's spot.
Yep.
So you can see this here. This is so this is on Drake's story, From Me to You, peace sign. Very cute. Then he also, this is probably AI, but either way, it was very funny. And this one's super viral on TikTok. Gets a mariachi band and dubs this same verse.
Okay, that's fun. And this is targeted towards Lamar
Metro!
or the
No.
Boomin guy.
So this one is still Metro Boomin.
Okay.
Champagne Poppy, he tweets this with, and if you're just listening, you're not going to see this, but he has a mariachi band like dancing to this merengue or whatever it is. I don't know. Anyway, it keeps getting stuck in my head. So I'm just like, Metro!
Shut your bitch ass up.
Anyway, that was I think this was my favorite point because then things got just like too serious. It was
Yeah,
like, whoa.
yeah. Because then there was like real shots fired in terms of like not being a good family member, like
Yeah.
not being a good
Oh,
father,
yeah, it really
stuff like
escalates.
that. Okay.
So the stuff that he has against Kendrick on this point, where he says like, "How you big stepping with a size 7 men's on," referring to the fact that Kendrick is short, which continues to be one of the things that's easiest to make fun.
yeah,
of
it's like
men
a
for.
roast battle.
Yeah.
You just say how they look.
And then Savage got you wiped down. Travis got you wiped down. Takes a shot at Kendrick's record deals, saying that Drake has a much better deal, that he's able to tour internationally, and that he makes a lot more money than these guys, which I'm honestly is probably true.
Yeah, that's definitely true.
Definitely true.
If he's able to, and why can't? Is it like criminal record that he can't tour internationally? Maybe.
I'm sure he can tour internationally, but people in Japan don't give a shit about Kendrick Lamar.
I see.
It's not
Okay.
like a limitation beyond. I'm sure he does,
Yeah.
but smaller arenas.
Right.
People in Japan are like, Drake!
Right. I don't get
Yeah.
it. Let me tell you something. Don't get it.
Drake is fun.
Yeah.
I mean, he has songs that are bops. I'll shake my ass.
I do not enjoy them.
Well,
I don't like them.
Well,
To me, his music is like very like Black Eyed Peas version of hip hop. I'm like,
yeah.
it's very like poppy. It's just like watered down.
And that's why it's perfect when I'm fucked up.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
But if I'm actually listening for something for content, yeah, of course Kendrick is a lot deeper and has way more info. And
Yeah.
It's clearly better artistry. But
Right.
sometimes you just want to shake your ass.
Sometimes.
And Drake
yeah.
is very good at having catchy little.
But I would prefer to shake my ass to anybody but that.
Well, good thing there are options for you.
Okay, good. Yeah, I'm so glad. Yeah.
Okay, so Drake releases that, and then at the same time, he also releases Tailor Made Freestyle. I think it was the same night, so back to back.
Mm-hmm.
Tailor Made Freestyle is interesting because remember who originally made Kendrick?
Oh,
Taylor
yeah.
Swift.
Wow, okay.
He also says that the release of he didn't release any response to Drake yet because that was the same weekend that Taylor released the Tortured Poets Department.
Okay.
So anything that was released that weekend, people
Got
are
buried.
No one fucks with her.
Right.
What are you gonna do? You're never gonna see any of the top 50 spots.
Yeah, totally.
So Taylor Made, and also of course, talking about the Bad Blood #1 hit. Blah blah blah. He has a line that says, "But now we gotta wait a fucking week because Taylor Swift is your new top, and if you're about to drop, she got to approve."
Oh.
She's pretty powerful. It's kind of cool.
No, I mean he's not wrong.
This girl really about to make you act like you're not in a feud. She tailor-made you schedule you out of the loop.
Yikes. So he's basically saying like you're a pawn.
Right, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
So what was interesting about the Tailor-Made song is that he used AI versions of Tupac and Snoop in it.
What?
Right.
Yeah.
So Tupac's estate immediately wrote in and was like, hello.
Yeah.
You cannot. You are Drake.
Right.
We would like to remind you that you are Drake. And actually, no one can just use AI to generate verses from Tupac's voice
Right.
and make them sound like Tupac.
That's so creepy.
Blatant abuse of the legacy of one of the greatest hip-hop artists of all time, insisting the estate would never have given its approval regarding the use of his vocals. They threatened a lawsuit, so it was taken down. I don't think they ever followed up with a lawsuit because I just don't think they want to waste the resources. However, the song went down. It's still available.
Okay.
It's the fucking internet. Of course it's available.
Yeah.
Kendrick is now, Kendrick is now upset.
Okay.
He does not like where this has gone.
Okay.
And he released a song called Euphoria. This is when things start getting a little bit crazy. Euphoria is the name of the TV show. Remember Euphoria?
Yeah.
Drake was listed as an executive producer for Euphoria.
Really?
Mm-hmm. And Euphoria was famously criticized for sexualizing kids.
Was it criticized? I thought it was praised for that. That's
It
why I
was
watched
popular for
Yeah.
sexualizing kids.
Right. I mean,
But there were some articles where everyone was like, hey, that's weird. And everyone was like, shut the fuck up. Shut your hoe ass up.
agreed. That show was the bomb, dude. I loved that show.
It was great, but it was also pretty creepy. I remember watching it being
was.
like, this is a problem.
Yeah, you just have to keep reminding yourself, like, these actors are like 21 years old. Dude.
Right.
Like, like,
But they're
it's fine.
playing children. So we got to really figure that out as a group. I think we need to have a working session where we say no more of that shit. Okay. However, it's obviously occurring, and that is just out the gate already kind of alluding to some of the stuff he's going to talk about towards him. Mm-hmm. It is the one we kind of talked about earlier where basically Kendrick goes, I fucking hate you because of X, Y, and Z reason. I hate the way that you talk. I hate the way that you walk. I hate the way that you look. I hate your music. I don't respect you, etc. He also claims that Drake's abs were made through plastic surgery.
Oh, now I gotta look this up.
Now we're talking.
Maybe I should get that plastic surgery. Drake abs.
Oh, it gets even better. So then he also is criticizing Drake's parenting style, saying, I got a son to raise, but I can see you know nothing about... God, it sounds so much better when he says it.
Oh, yeah.
I got a son to raise, but I can see you know nothing about that. When he says it, that's beautiful, and there's like a little rhythm to it. When I say it, I sound like an idiot.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm. It's true.
I mean, I can't... If these are created in surgery, they look great. So...
Let me see.
A plastic surgeon weighs in on Dre's liposuction.
He looks great. I mean, there's no getting around it. He does look great, but they are basically criticizing him for using modern science.
Whatever.
I know, but again, it's hip hop. They don't fuck with that stuff. I don't think
Right.
it's a big deal, but they do.
I mean, this before and after is quite something.
Hell yeah.
It's pretty good.
Hell yeah. Mostly saying how much he fucking hates Drake. And then he also really famous says, we don't want to hear you say N-word no more. You've probably seen that one on TikTok as well.
Maybe.
We don't want to hear you say N-word no more.
No, I haven't seen this.
So he's saying, you're not black, no more.
Like you're not allowed to say it because you're not black is what they're saying. Okay.
Is what Kendrick is kind of trying to imply. So he's starting to piss off Drake.
Yeah, I would say so.
After Euphoria, 3 days later, he released 616 in LA. So Kendrick back-to-backed him, which sucks for Drake. And I think it's similar to how he did the tailor-made freestyle one.
Right.
I didn't actually really hear this one as much. I heard it since, but it wasn't as one of the ones that popped as hard. However, this track was produced by Jack Antonoff, who is Taylor Swift's producer.
Right. And also Lena Dunham's ex-boyfriend.
I know. That's why he's involved.
Yeah.
But it is interesting. Just, again, there's so many nods to every different thing in everything Kendrick does. Like the Euphoria part, the Jack Antonoff edition, nodding to the tailor-made freestyle. Mm-hmm. It's very interesting. And at this point, we're still kind of having fun. Fans speculated that the cover referenced the murder trial of O.J. Simpson because I think it had a glove on it or something along that. A glove in the center. Alluding to the evidence during the trial, as well as the title referencing June 16th, the day of Nicole Brown Simpson's funeral and the submission date of the case.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
What's the significance of that, though? Is that a diss on? Who's that a diss on?
You know, I don't really know. I didn't actually get a ton of info on 616 in LA. If anyone knows, please let me know. Mm-hmm. But at this point, it actually feels pretty even between the two of them. Maybe at this point, I was actually still kind of like, I think Drake might be winning.
Yeah.
The mariachi band, all of that stuff was fucking fun.
It's cute.
He's
it's fun.
trolling.
He probably has like a bigger fan base too, right? Drake?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. I would argue. Well, it's international and stuff.
Yeah.
But again, hip hop community cred. People were yelling at each other.
I'm seeing how many. Oh my God. He has 146 million followers. That is that's many followers.
That's a lot of followers. What does Kendrick have?
Tell you who I
probably doesn't even have an Instagram.
Him. Me.
Oh boy. Okay, so then family. Are you looking up Kendrick?
Yeah.
Let's look it up real quick. Kendrick Lamar Instagram. He's like recipes and just like fun
and
stuff.
That'd be so funny. Just post recipes.
You know, some Proverbs 616. What has he got?
He's only got 15 mil. That's not him. No.
Is it not?
No, I think it is. He's got a blue check.
15 mil?
Yeah. 14.8 to be specific.
So
wow, he's a much smaller artist than I thought he was.
But his influence is huge.
Yes. But however, that's a lot of fucking followers.
Obviously.
But like in comparison to Champagne Poppy, it's like David and Goliath here.
To be fair, also, he has 2 posts on Instagram.
He does.
So I don't think there's anything for people to really follow. And a lot of the people who like him are just not Instagrammers.
That's true.
It's just a different world. And that's one of the big things is that Drake is heavy commercial success, heavy celebrity. Mm-hmm. Kendrick is hip hop. Like very, very artistry, all of that stuff.
Yeah.
He releases Family Matters from Drake 14 hours after 616 drop. This is where Drake fucked up. He calls out the family dynamic that Lamar has in the main themes of this diss track where that Kendrick's domestically abused his wife.
Oh my God. Okay.
I don't know. Fair enough. That he uses ghostwriters and that he cheated on his wife. Oof. He also said that his wife had a baby with their bodyguard, Dave Free.
Okay.
And he used the N-word a lot in response to Kendrick telling him not to use it.
I see.
He used it
more than he had to.
Yeah. An above average amount.
Yeah. I guess you don't have to at all.
Yeah.
But like,
you really don't.
Yeah.
So after this is when Kendrick goes crazy. And he says, this was supposed to be a good exhibition within the game. The moment you called out my family's name. So anyway, he is saying all this stuff and he's going after Kendrick's family now, which is why Kendrick freaks the fuck out. He goes, you've crossed a line. He released Meet the Grams less than an hour after Family Matters
the turnaround
drops.
time is really quite something.
And this is a really important one because he is responding to Drake crossing the line about his family. There's no possible way he could have recorded that within an hour. So he either predicted that this was something that was going to happen and had this just on the back burner available, or someone on Drake's side told him.
Interesting.
And he is trying to really insinuate that someone on Drake's side told him because the cover art is crazy on this. It was used in the original YouTube, and it shows an uncropped version of the photo that accompanied his previous song 16 in LA. In addition to the glove, it now also shows a shirt, jewelry receipts, and 3 prescription medicines with the names Aubrey Graham, Drake's real name, on them. One of them was for Ozempic, and one for Zolpidem, which is Ambien. They had generic Ambien.
Oh, yeah.
And also frequently used. Apparently, that's frequently used in date rape drugs.
Oh, yeah.
So leaning towards you're addicted to pills. These are pills used in raping.
Doesn't he also have some song where he's like, I just popped an Ambien, slept through my whole flight. And it's whoa.
Half a Xan.
Oh, yeah, half a
13
Xan.
hours till I land.
Yes,
I'm like,
exactly.
you need half a Xan's going to get you up for 13 hours, man? I was formerly prescribed Xanax. Let me just tell you, I could take 4 of those and go to fucking work.
No way.
Oh my God. Not an impact.
Holy shit.
I'm not going to take 4 of them, but I could have, you know?
Right.
Drake's a pussy.
Yeah, right. A little lightweight. That's so cute.
I mean, it's a healthy man.
Yeah.
But LOL. So anyway, this album artwork was stolen from items that were stolen from a suitcase belonging to Drake's father, Adonis Graham. The only way they could have gotten those was from someone on Drake's team and posting them. Do we know if they're real or not? No, we don't know anything about it. But we do know that he's trying to tell Drake, everyone on your inner circle doesn't like you and is selling information on you to other people. Right.
Interesting. That would really hurt my feelings.
Yeah, for sure. Especially, and then like saying that he's on Ozempic and stuff like that, and all the BBL and the ab surgery.
BBL, that's so funny.
I know, it comes back around. However, the actual song itself is even more insane, and it's really dark and creepy. It's very, very good, but the whole time you're just like, he is able to paint a picture with just the actual background of it, where you're like, this isn't a fucking game anymore. The track's lyrics take the form of a letter. The first one is to Drake's son, Adonis, where he goes like, "Dear Adonis," and then like says,
I've seen this on
"Can't believe
TikTok.
that man is your father," or something along those lines.
Yeah. Like, I'll be a father because you don't really have one, or something like that. Yeah.
Your father's a horrible person.
Adonis, what a name.
Great name.
Yeah.
I mean, not for like my kid.
Adonis Poppy.
And then my kid Adonis. That's Adonis Broussard.
I'm like, I assume it's Mr. Poppy, Champagne Poppy. I don't even know what his last name is, to be honest.
Graham.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. That's why it's Meet the Grahams.
Adonis Graham.
Mm-hmm.
That's nice.
Then he goes to both of Drake's parents. The second and third verse are. Then he talks to Drake's alleged daughter. So he's saying that Drake has a secret daughter.
Oh my God.
Which is a rumor that's been out there. Yeah.
Doesn't Drake's son have like red hair or something weird like that?
Yeah, he looks a little unusual.
He looks unusual.
Not bad, but just different. And then he calls him a sexual predator. Oh, and the final verse is towards Drake himself. And he's talking about him, basically implying that
this is so sorry to cut you off.
No worries.
This is like some People article, and it's like, meet Adonis, and it's like he's an artist, and he's just like in kindergarten, like doing doodles,
holding a crayon, and they're like, look at him go.
That's so cute.
His name is tattooed on Drake.
He watches basketball. He's with Drake at the front
love
seat.
when kids wear the headphones like that.
Yeah.
So cute.
You got to wear those headphones.
No, I don't want to hear it. It's too loud.
Too loud for your little ears. Yeah, he is unusual looking.
He's a budding basketball star. He's not even holding a ball. He's just on a basketball court.
He practices martial arts.
This is like one of those projects in the second grade where they're like, introduce yourself to the class. And you're like, hi, I'm Adonis. I'm a star.
Yeah, this is cute.
I swim with my family.
That's great.
He likes to twin with his dad. Cute kid.
Very cute.
Well, anyway, Kendrick would like to be his literal father.
Okay.
He has offered to come and parent him because he is saying that Drake is doing a terrible job, and also implies that he is running a sex trafficking ring out of his mansion.
Oh.
Comparing his actions to those of Harvey Weinstein.
Wow.
One of the verses that was actually this one really hit me, where he goes, him and Weinstein should get fucked up in a cell for the rest of their life. He hates black women, hypersexualized them with kinks of a nympho fetish, grew facial hair because he understood being a beard just fit him better. He gets sex offenders on Hovo. Oh, sorry, that's his production group. He got sex offenders on Hovo that he keeps on a monthly allowance. A child should never be compromised, and he's keeping his child around them. So saying that he's hiring sex offenders and exposing them to his family.
Ooh.
And we got to...
Bless you.
Sorry. And we got to raise our daughters knowing there's predators like him lurking. Fuck a rap battle. He should die so all these women can live with a purpose.
Jesus.
So you could, like, this is no longer funny.
No. These are like allegations, for real allegations.
Correct. Then so basically it's 6 minutes of him going after every aspect of Drake, saying he's a bad father, saying his parents should be ashamed of him, saying that, this fuck a rap battle. This is a lifelong battle with yourself. You're a psychopath. You're a narcissist. Everybody hates you.
Dang.
It's really mean.
Yeah, it's not nice.
Really mean. And I think it hurt Drake's feelings.
Okay.
24 hours late on Friday night last weekend, like 1, 2 a.m., like really, really like at the bars, it hit.
Yeah.
Immediately people put this song out. Not Like Us was released by Kendrick. Not Like Us is Drake's type of song. It is a banger. It is a good fucking song. It is an ass shaking beat. The lyrics are really great. So this might be a good song for you.
Okay, I'll check it out.
You know what I mean? You can have a little best of both worlds situation.
Look at that.
The album artwork was Drake's house on Google Maps with the sex offender icon like 10 times on top of it.
This is fun.
It's fun.
It's
This is
it's
why
not
I've
fun
been-
at all, but like that's definitely
it's-
he's having fun with it.
That's why the internet was just like blowing up because everyone was
Yeah.
like, oh shit.
Right.
And Drake was upset. Really, really catchy. Everyone was playing it in the bars. Rick Ross played it at his pool party. This was fun. Come on. Look at this.
I'm at the pool party. BBL Drizzy, I'm at the pool party. And they just called you a petty.
Yeah, this is a fun beat.
Right, we get it. But needless to say, that song is great. It has a great wonderful. And in this song, don't worry, he's not going soft on him.
Okay.
He is calling him a colonizer, which is bad.
Oh, come on.
No. Well, he has actually a decent point on this whole thing where he's saying, usually when people call it colonizers, I'm like, fucking cool it, right?
Yeah.
But in this case, he's saying the thesis is that he doesn't actually respect or want to lift up black people. He uses them for money to advance his own career.
Okay.
Without actually engaging in the culture or like,
So this is still like basically on the premise that he's essentially not black in Kendrick's eyes.
and worse than not black, taking advantage
Right.
of and putting down black people.
Oh, wow.
I'm not
That
black, but that's what he's
is-
fucking saying. So I don't know.
That's quite the allegation.
One of the verses he says, he's talking about Atlanta and saying Atlanta was the Mecca. You know, there's it's obviously a very big center for black culture. You run to Atlanta when you need a check balance. Let me break it down for you. This is the real N-word challenge. You called Future when you didn't see the club. Guy he took advantage of to move forward. Little Baby helped you get your lingo up. So Little Baby, I guess, helped him write. 21 gave you false street cred. Thug made you feel like a slime in your head. So these are all 21 Savage?
Yeah, 21 Savage.
Slim
yeah.
Thug. Quavo said you could be from North Side. 2 Chainz said you could, but he lied. You run to Atlanta when you need a few dollars. No, you not a colleague. You a fucking colonizer. The family matters and the truth of the matter. It was God's plan to show y'all the liar. And he says that all over like a beep, beep, beep,
Yeah.
beep. And I'm like, yeah, shake my ass.
That's great.
But like, that's a beautiful poetry.
It's nice.
Anyway,
like it.
so he released that. This is the one that he has not responded to yet. But
Drake has not responded?
Oh, actually, I'm sorry. Drake did respond.
Okay.
Sorry. But before that, Metro followed up with the world's first beat diss. And this one I know I can play because it has also been released as a challenge where he released BBL Drizzy as part of the hashtag BBL Drizzy beat giveaway. And Metro said, best verse over this gets a free beat. Just upload your song and hashtag BBL Drizzy beat giveaway.
Okay.
So let's play BBL Drizzy for a second because it's really fucking good. BBL Drizzy.
What's the point of this? You're supposed to use this in your beat or something?
This is the underlying beat, and then people are supposed to rap over it.
Okay. Oh, that's nice.
It's good. It's fucking good. Even this alone, without verses over it, has been I've had it stuck in my head
Right.
forever.
So, I mean, this feels like such like a social media grab, though, especially that.
That part for sure.
Yeah.
All of it. And you're not wrong. A lot of
Yeah.
it, yes. But he is also saying Drake is a criminal.
Right.
And
But
people
I bet
are,
you Drake kind of likes. He's like, thank God. Everyone thought I
I
was
know.
so soft.
Everyone kept listing all the crimes where they're like, he's a pedophile. He's a narcissist. He's like runs a sex trafficking ring. He has a BBL. And Drake's like, BBL? What? I do
up this
not have a
BBL.
BBL. So people are saying, as you can tell from BBL Drizzy, that Drake has a Brazilian butt lift. This is a nice picture of his luscious booty.
Let me see these booties.
I don't think he's had a BBL.
He has a big booty.
I think he just has a big booty. Apparently in 2020,
Why would a
2021.
man get a BBL? I don't fucking
I don't get
want a huge ass on my guy.
it.
Right?
I don't know. I mean,
There's
you
a
want,
lot of girls
you
that
want-
are into big butts, though, and I am not into big butts.
you don't want a bad butt, but you also don't need a thick butt.
I don't pay attention to butts at all. Mark's butt is like basically an extension of his back. So we're one and the same in that way.
That's the comedy that this thing.
Yeah. We're a very front heavy couple.
What does that mean for men? I don't want to think about it. Okay.
Yeah.
BBL Drizzy. So there's if you look it up, you can see a bunch of pictures of like Drake looking thick.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if he's had a BBL or not, but either way, it's very funny to make fun of him for having had
It's great.
said BBL.
It's like
And I agree with
harmless.
you. That part I don't think is that serious, but all the stuff that Kendrick was saying was like hyper serious.
Yeah,
Like
for sure.
psychological warfare on Drake.
Yeah.
Drake, then Kendrick actually removed all the copyrights from his diss tracks so that people could react over it and get paid based on it, which was, so someone said that Drake did it too, but I actually didn't see evidence of that anywhere. But they were saying that this was also Kendrick nodding to the fact that he's like, I don't need to make fucking money off these and I own all my discography.
Right.
Which I guess Drake doesn't, apparently.
Dude, what is wrong with people? I'm looking through this. There's so many like edited things. It's like, what if celebrities were overweight? And it's like Taylor Swift and Drake, and they're just like them eating ice cream or something. It's like, what if?
But you know,
Can you imagine a world in which they were overweight?
But I'm also
Holy
like,
shit.
click that shit.
Yeah.
Wait, well, let's drill in there. Let's see that.
Yeah.
Yeah, the internet's crazy. So needless to say, the internet has been going crazy over this BBL Drizzy. You get to have your song, especially aspiring young rappers who are like,
It's fun. Yeah, it's cool.
I want to have my verse over a Metro song.
Right.
Metro is a very famous producer. This could jumpstart a career. It's really good. In response, Drake dropped The Heart Part 6. In it, he dropped it at the same time as Tom Brady's roast.
Huh.
Which almost felt like he knew he wanted this to kind of go away and not get a ton of attention.
Interesting.
Because the
yeah.
Tom Brady roast was like trending.
So awesome. Oh my
It
God,
was
so
so
funny.
good.
Yeah.
It was so fun. Definitely go watch that. But anyway, Drake released this in the middle of it, and everyone was like, "Not right now. Where do you get out of here?"
Yeah.
Essentially, what he was saying throughout that song is that what Kendrick was saying is not true, and that Drake's crew has been feeding him fake info. That doesn't make a ton of
are you just like firing a bunch of people in your crew? Is that why what happened today happened? The shooting?
I don't know. So this is actually something that actually takes this into a real crime. Now it's not just people saying shit. Oh, I'm sorry. We didn't talk about the sex offender stuff. So people keep saying that he's into kids and he's a pedophile. Mm-hmm. Why are they saying that, you might ask? Well, there's a lot of evidence, honestly, towards it.
Really?
Yeah. Drake's a creep.
Really? Oh yeah, didn't he bang Millie Bobby Brown?
I don't know if he banged her, but he was obsessed with her.
He was like texting her a lot.
Yeah,
right? Or
so
something like that.
Millie Bobby Brown, who was in Stranger Things,
Yeah.
is that correct?
She was 11 in
She was
Stranger Things.
11.
Not 11 years old. 11.
Yeah.
Well, she must
She
have
was-
also been 11
No,
years
she was,
old. But
well, maybe at one point she was 11, but at this point she is 14.
okay.
This is her doing an interview where she's talking about her relationship with Drake at 14.
okay.
Play. Go.
Tell me about your friendship. How did this all come about?
I love him. I met him in Australia, and he's honestly so fantastic and a great friend and a great role model. You know, we just texted each other the other day, and he was like, "I miss you so much." I was like, "I miss you more." He's coming to Atlanta, so I'm definitely gonna go and see him. I'm so excited. Yeah.
You and Drake, that's awesome. That's awesome.
What advice does he give you? Like, what does he say?
About boys, he helps me.
What?
Yeah. He's great.
Guys.
He's wonderful. I love
What's
him.
his advice with boys?
You
It's gonna
know,
be about like fame.
that
or
stays in the
something.
text messages.
This is like princess vibes.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's weird.
That alone No.
Yeah.
She is doing an official interview. She is 14 years old. Drake is, I don't know, at
in
this
his
point.
30s at this point.
This was 5 years ago. How old is Drake now?
I can look that up.
Drake age. So he was 32 and she was 14.
That's weird.
And he's texting her about boys.
Yeah.
No, you're fucking not, Drake. You're a creep.
Yeah, that's super weird.
You're a creep. And that's not the only situation. He apparently was really close with Hailey Bieber while she was growing up, and then threw a big party for her when she was 18 and stuff like that.
Why?
Why are
You're
you friends
so-
with so many children?
Yeah, that's really weird. I would not have a child's number to start with. I would not be
I don't need-
texting a child.
Go through my agents. Like, if there's some conversation that needs to occur, I understand celebrity, whatever. Doesn't need to be. We don't need to be texting.
Very weird. You know what's so funny? My friend Vince hates Millie Brown.
Wait,
Millie
why?
Bobby Brown. I don't know. He just hates her.
I don't really know much about her. What is she doing now?
I don't know. He'll just like send me photos of her and go, no. He's like,
Shut it down.
Shut it down. He won't watch anything with her in it. He like cannot stand
That's
the cut of her
so
jib, and it's
funny.
so. I'm like,
For no reason.
yeah,
This
I'm like,
poor
this is
girl's
just
just
a
been like
little
predated
girl.
on.
I know, and he's just like, no, not for me.
There's a whole bunch of them. Apparently, he was also texting Billie Eilish when she was 18, but still, he was 33. Like, it's legal, but it's weird.
And I can understand, like, that you're in the same business, you know, whatever. Like, but there's, again, like, to your point, like, there doesn't need to be, like, a direct line. You can work together in the studio and give advice and say, hey, you know, this is going to be really hard. Like, when I was your age, I was doing X, Y, and Z. But the intimate relationship of having each other's numbers is fucking weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was a good friend to Hailey Bieber when she was 14. No,
And Hailey Bieber is not in music at all. Hailey Bieber is just fucking...
No, just a girl.
Yeah. This sounds like when What's-His-Face had game nights. What's his name? Dane Cook. Fucking weirdo. Mm-hmm.
So anyway, like actual serious allegations kind of getting thrown around, which I will say, if you actually think he's a pedophile, why did a rap beef have to be why someone called them out?
Yeah.
I just, for the record, it's not funny. You know what I mean? Like, it's kind of like a real fucking, that's a crime.
I don't think he's trying to be funny. I think he's trying to be...
But either
I think
way,
he's
I'm
trying to
just
ruin
like,
his career.
at the same point, like, why did you have to wait until he crossed a line on your, like...
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I got to say, Kendrick, whatever. I don't know. I guess there's a lot of things I'm not aware of, but noted, okay? And also people said, well, didn't Kendrick defend R. Kelly? That is actually not true.
Okay.
Kendrick had apparently threatened to remove his music from Spotify when they released the hate content and hateful conduct policy, which was a policy where they were going to remove the songs of people who had done bad things.
Oh, okay. I can see how that could get hairy because it's like R. Kelly, pretty cut and dry case.
Right.
But according to who? And also, like, I mean, are we going to remove Michael Jackson songs from places?
And that was
like,
exactly his point, is Kendrick said the first two people who got hit with this new policy were R. Kelly and XXXTentacion, both who did something bad, but he goes, why are these two black men being hit with this right out the gate when you have people like...
What about like Elvis? He, you know...
Iggy Pop, who had a open relationship with a 13-year-old.
Right.
There's so many other artists who you can start pointing this at, and of course they're immediately going to start targeting black men.
Right.
Spotify actually agreed and removed that policy and didn't take the stuff.
Also,
but now
like,
people are like, he defended R. Kelly, and it's like, nah,
just because
not
somebody...
really.
Yeah, also, I mean, I still want to listen to Step in the Name of Love, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Even if it's creepy.
Is that bad? I still listen to Michael Jackson.
I mean, that's a broader conversation. Should we be enjoying the music of someone who's a bad person? And I think the answer is probably.
I mean, we might as well. It's out there. People
out there,
like
goddamn.
it. Yeah.
So anyway, today, this just came out. Things got really serious. There was a drive-by shooting at Drake's mansion.
Wow.
Yes, the same mansion that was used in that album artwork.
That's
the one
not
in
gonna work.
Toronto. That's not
Do you
going to
think
work.
it's like that?
I don't think that's a regular occurrence at his mansion.
No. I was gonna say
he's not in Compton.
I wasn't gonna say that because I was
Yeah.
wondering if it was like a regular person who just got like way too involved in the beef.
Totally.
Yeah.
And
Maybe.
perhaps we don't. I'm sure I can't imagine they're like going to stop looking into it. We'll probably
Yeah.
get more details on this. So by the time this comes out, maybe more has come out about this whole thing, or maybe one of them's dead.
So is
because
this,
it does kind of have the energy of one of them. They're really mad at each other.
Did the security guard survive?
I don't know. He was injured. He was apparently shot in the chest.
Oh my God, that's a bad place to be shot.
Around 2 a.m.
Oh my God.
And he was transported to the hospital with serious injuries.
And this is in Toronto?
In Toronto.
Wow.
Gunshot wound to the chest and was not conscious when the police got there. He was standing outside of the gates in front of the residence when the shooting occurred.
What the fuck?
I really hope he lives.
He's
oh
like,
my
I
God.
don't have anything to do with this. I'm just paying. Like,
I feel so like, I mean, that is horrible.
that's really bad.
Horrible.
Yeah.
So now there's like an actual, that's a real ass crime. So we'll see. I'm like, guys, I really hope that guy makes it, first of all. And then secondarily, I hope that this doesn't continue to escalate. And if there were real crimes that occurred, clearly whoever shot that guy, something needs to happen there.
Yeah.
But then beyond that, the stuff with, if there are any actual criminal allegations that need to be addressed, I hope they look into that.
Yeah.
But that is not my pay grade.
No, definitely not.
And then, but
Millie Bobby Brown.
BBL Drizzy.
BBL Drizzy. That's a fun
Isn't that
song.
crazy, though?
Yeah. Yeah, that's
What a
insane.
story.
That is fun. That is so funny. Like in the world where both their PR teams were like, hey, this would be cool if we did this or whatever. And then Kendrick takes it wicked far. And then I mean, it's not funny, but like it gets so far that now someone has been injured.
There is some intern who came up with this idea a couple
and
months
they're like,
ago.
oh.
No, that was worth it. They got so many downloads, though.
Oh my God.
Yikes.
It's so bad. It's so bad.
Yikes. Also, good move on Kendrick's part to take down the copyrights because now he's not, I don't think, monetizing it. Right? Isn't that how it works?
I don't really know how that works.
Okay.
Yeah.
Whatever. Maybe not.
Okay.
Guys, I hope you enjoyed. I hope you like and subscribe. And if you are a big hip hop fan and I fucked this up, I'm sorry.
We tried our best.
I really tried. I think I did an okay job.
I think you did a great job. Considering the obvious. Please, you guys, like and subscribe to Risque Business News on YouTube and tell your friends about this podcast. Also, follow us on Instagram, Risque Business News. Also, follow me on Instagram, May_Planner. I promote my dates. I am going nowhere right now. I am staying in New York for the most part.
Yeah, come see us in New
So
York.
come see us in New York if you live here. Otherwise, I will put a tour together at some time in the future.
Yep. And I'm gonna be all over the place this summer. I think I might do a show in London even.
Cool.
So come on out to that. And I love you and follow us and see you next week. Bye.